Look at, oh, come on, guys. Now you're not even trying. Oh my god, look at them. They're so cute. Look at the way they're trying to maul me to death. This is just adorable. Hey, quit pushing. You're being pushy. Hi, guys. It's the Casually Avid Gamer here. Look at these guys. Look at them. They're just adorable. Look at them, all cute and stuff. So, hi guys, Casually Avid Gamer here, and welcome to episode 7 of the Casually Avid Gamer Plays Minecraft on the iCraft server. I'm glad you guys are here. Here we have a lot of little teeny tiny slimes, because they're trying to maul me. Yes, they are. Who's you trying to maul me? Yes, oh yeah, you big fish slime. Yes, you are. Rawr. Anyway, so I'm over near our new base, looking for a new spot for our tree farm, because if you remember, one of the last things we did the last episode is I cleared out my entire tree farm from our initial base, which we had shared with Ziggy, Insky, and Dude Plays. Check them all out. Look at, oh, come on, guys. Now you're not even trying. I don't want just a tree farm where you pack in as many trees as you can, and then that's it. I want it to be kind of nice. I want it to be like there was a retired Minecraft villager who worked really hard for retirement and fully funded his 401k and all sorts of stuff, and his financial advisor asks him, what do you want to do when you retire? He goes, I want a nice tree farm. You know, kind of the same way that yuppie baby boomers kind of all wanted to like buy a winery in Napa when they retired. They wanted that much money. Well, there's no wineries in Minecraftia, or wherever we call this here world. But we're gonna say that a villager wanted a tree farm, but it's got to be nice. So we're gonna build a nice little house. I think we're gonna build the nice little house here, and down here and along these ridges are gonna be our tree farm. Can't remember if I mentioned before, but the house itself is going to be built into the side of the cliff. I didn't want it standing too tall. I didn't want it striking such a big profile if you're looking out from what's going to be our main base from those mountains. I think this area would be just within render distance, and I didn't want a big huge house sitting out there just in case we want to do another kind of thematic build near our base. So I thought setting it into the cliff would be... hang on. There we go. Let's just... Yep, make sure that doesn't light up. Hey, look, more slimes. I go down there and I kill them, and then they keep coming back. So I think we've got about 17 wide here. And I thought that it'll go up over the lip, and there will be... like the door entrance will be probably up here. But down off of here on this level, there will be like a deck that'll come out to maybe here, and some supports going up, of course. And then that deck may run just directly into the house. Do one of those things where there's not necessarily a definite wall kind of cutting off the transition between the inside and the outside. And if you go to a few nicer homes like in tropical countries, you'll see, or you know, even a few like if you get like in San Diego or Southern California, you'll see a lot of spots where there's not a wall separating the inside and the outside because it's so nice so much of the time. The transition from inside to outside is much more gradual. It's much more of a blur as to when that happens. And I think we're going to go for that here. So the deck will open up into the inside, at least somewhere. And I don't know if the deck's going to be as wide as the whole thing, or what. That I just don't know. I still got to figure that out yet. So fair warning, I knocked up just like a rough floor plan. It's using wood, but it's not going to be the final look. So don't judge it yet. This is just to get the layout. So we'll have one floor here. I think we'll just do a roof up here. Probably not a completely peaked roof because that would just stick up way, way too high. But we'll figure something out. But the rough floor plan is, it's going to be a floor here, going to be a deck down here. And, oh, if you look, I've got spruce scattered all over here because that's kind of the wood I had with me. And as I was working on the floor here, I heard lava bubbling. Now, lava, if something flammable gets within, I think, 4 blocks of it, it has a chance every few game ticks to set it on fire. So it may not set it on fire right away, but eventually a fire will happen. So I couldn't tell exactly where it was from, and at first I didn't really want to dig up all of the floor trying to find a lava source block. So I just scattered spruce around to see if I could find if something would catch fire. Of course something didn't, so we had to go and dig and find the lava, which was boring and kind of no fun. But anyway, so here we'll have our stairway down, and then out to here will be and I've just got these here to show that the deck kind of starts here. This won't be completely walled off. I don't think it's going to be completely open, but at least either the center or one side is, or one side is just going to be completely open to the elements. We'll have to do something here, especially to keep like mobs from coming and trying to hop on, especially over here where this could get a little tricky. But, you know, that's okay. That's neither here nor there. We'll be fine about that. This thing we're building on the fly, and we're going to have to figure it out. Oh, and one other thing I'm doing is I'm making the floor 2 blocks thick so that the floor does not have to the floor up here doesn't have to match the ceiling down here. I think that would give us some room to play around with some stuff, so that should be good. For me, almost every build I've ever had has started off as an exercise in frustration, where I get maybe ideas for bits and for pieces, but nothing, like no kind of, the build doesn't congeal in my head, doesn't solidify, doesn't pop into my head. And until there's one specific part where I get one part of the build just kind of locked down, and that just makes the rest of the build kind of unfold in my head. And that part's not coming right now. But luckily, Lukezilla just chatted with me, and he asked if he could order some jungle leaves from us. And as you recall, Lukezilla is the reason we have these jungle saplings in the first place. I probably spent 10 or 12 hours wandering around this grand Minecrafty world looking for a stupid jungle biome, and I never found one. And luckily, Lukezilla did, and he gave us some saplings. Okay, wow, our little house is just over there. I'm waiting for the last of the leaves to despawn. We got a ton of stuff to restock the wood store with, and we've got plenty of jungle leaves for Lukezilla, so that's great. And we ended up with more saplings than we started, which is always something you want to be careful of when you're working with jungle wood. But I was going over here just to look around a little bit, and I saw this. That is just interesting placement. Like, I don't even know what I would do with this. Like, but it's there and it's spinning, and that's a cave spider spawner. And cave spiders are nothing but hate and panic and evil rolled into one. And so I don't know. Like, it feels like we should do something with it sometime, just because it's so easily accessible. I mean, it's right there in the open. I mean, that's crazy. Like, look at all this mine shaft. It is all over the place. We're over at Luke's base, and I don't want to look around too much because he's still working on it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but needless to say, it's awesome. Lukezilla is a great builder, and if you guys like watching great builders, you should definitely watch his episodes, because dude is really good, and he's awesome. He's just really great. Runs the server, and it's an absolute blast to be on. So 2 stacks of jungle leaves. And a sign. Take that. Edit sign message. 2 stacks of jungle leaves. That was beautiful. I'm a poet, guys. Well, blah blah blah, something witty. Okay, yeah. Perfect. We've engaged in commerce, and it's night. I need to sleep. I don't want to get eaten by zombies. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping at Luke's house. I'm gonna sleep in Luke's bed. Luke, I'm sleeping in your bed. Good. And you are there. Excellent. Okay, now we've got supports. Excellent. Okay, so I said earlier, let's go kill this guy. I said earlier how there needs to be something that kind of comes together for a build before it kind of clicks in my head. And I may have just had that moment. Here, let's take care of these cats. There we go. Come here, little guys. Is there a zombie around here? Well, there's tons of zombies around here. I'm in an ocean biome. There's lots of little hidey holes and places for zombies to spawn. So anyway, I had that kind of moment. So I wasn't sure what to do. So I knew I wanted my deck supported. And so I built some supports. Now, at first I had stone brick kind of running all the way around the pillar, but it was just way too big. Too big and too clunky. Even this is a little bigger and clunkier than I necessarily would have wanted, but I think this also kind of works. I threw in some stone buttons for a flourish. I've got 2 there too. I don't know that they work. I don't really think that they do. Let's take them down. Punching buttons. And so then I got 2 supports in. It's like, that was great. And I got the stone lip here, stone brick lip in here. And then I put in my logs, and I was like, okay, what looks good with the logs? And I decided I compared birch, oak, and spruce. And I decided I liked spruce. So then that kind of made me decide, okay, well, the build's going to be outlined in spruce, or like just the floor is going to be outlined in spruce, which is great. It looks good. And then I was looking at before where I had spammed spruce logs and then just filled in birch around it, and I kind of like how that looks. I like the randomness of it, so I did that up here so that to kind of match the pattern. And so yeah, just putting in stone supports just informed pretty much the entire downstairs of my build. That's so great. Like, this build is fun all of a sudden. Sadly, this episode's running long, and there were a ton of interruptions over the last few days where I was trying to record this episode. And some of them were good interruptions, and you'll see the results of those interruptions later this week, I think. The sun's going down. Great, let's make this quick. Okay, so let me show you what we've got so far. Anywhere where you just see spruce and just spruce and only spruce, that's temporary. That's filler wood. That's design yet to come. So we'll enter here, go down a step, wall here, because we've got what's going to end up being the master bedroom, and there's going to be this big open window here and like a couch for sitting and snuggling at the end of the day watching the sunset, because admit it, that looks good. That looks really good, doesn't it? Alright, nobody's gonna sleep. Man. Alright, well we'll roll on in the dark. which tells me how much of this I don't have lit up. Nice. All right, we'll go there. We'll go there. Boom. All right, so I liked the scattering of... Oh, good. Dude is sleeping. Thank you, dude. The scattering of spruce we had below, and so I decided to invert it and do a scattering of birch with the spruce. Not sure how I feel about it yet. I'll know better for sure once I get more permanent walls in. As I said, these are temporary. There's going to be a little kitchenette here, so we'll do a couple of furnaces up as stoves, cutting board, faucet, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. And then go down here. You've kind of seen this before. We'll have a window here, but this is all just going to be open. So this is kind of what I was talking about when the inside and the outside kind of the transition isn't distinct. So yeah, so this is coming here. Here we're gonna have some storage. So probably actually be where I store my like bone meal and stuff that I'll be using for the tree farms that'll be out here. So that should be convenient. And then there'll be a walkway down here to go out to the tree farms, and like meandering walkways through those and stuff like that. Just trying to make it look kind of nice. And then out here, looking at kind of what's going on, brick retaining wall here I think looks pretty good. Because the hill isn't uniform, this brick retaining wall comes all the way out to here, but this one you see kind of matches the landscape out there, and so it's not even the entirety of the wall in here. And I like that detail. Like it's not clean, it's not organized, but it's I don't know, it's just a little detail that I kind of like, and I'm going to stick with it, frankly. Now I'm also thinking about limbing the edges in stone brick accents like I have on that top floor. I think. I'm not sure, but I think it'll definitely look better from this side. Like if you're down here looking up. And I think this is probably going to be the most looked at view. This is certainly like the important side of the house, because the rest of the house is just going to be the side, and frankly the roof is about all you'll see from up top there. So I don't know. I think this is looking sharp. I want you guys, actually let's go up this way. I want you guys to hop down in the comments and tell me how bad I am at parkour. Don't tell me how bad I am at parkour. I know I stink. Say what you think of this, about the kind of the random scatter type thing. I think taking that up into the walls is going to be obnoxious, so I don't know that I'm going to do that, but if you've got any ideas you want me to try to take a crack at for the walls, see if they work, I'm happy to do that as well. But sadly, it's time. Alright, you guys, well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Casually Avid Gamer Plays Minecraft on the iCraft server. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. If you did have fun, please click that like button, click that subscribe button. I want you guys just to have a great week. I'll talk to you next time.